guys, I'm gonna share with you what I've seen that makes pets live the longest. And that's pets making it to 18, 19, and even 21. If you don't know who I am and you're new to my channel, I'm Dr. Lindsay Butzer. I've been a small animal veterinarian for 8 years now. I followed my dad's footsteps, Dr. Butzer, and became a veterinarian because I literally lived on the property of his veterinary hospital and watched him practice as a little girl. It was pretty much my favorite thing as a 12-year-old, but then later on in life as a practicing vet, I was tragically diagnosed with leukemia. I am now thankfully cancer-free and back making videos for you guys. And as you scroll through my channel, you will see that my hair was really short, and that's because I lost all of my hair through chemotherapy. If this story resonates with you guys, you can go ahead and put a comment below. I'd love to read it. So let me tell you some stories about how these pets have lived to 20 years old. The first group of stories involves the way pet owners treat their pets. So if these owners have no medical background at all, which I'll get to that later, and they treat their pets like family members, I see these pets living so long. Whether it be a dog or a cat, if pet owners are so obsessed with their pets, they treat them like they're their kids, these pets really live a long time. I think it's because of the bond between the owner and the pet, and that the owner is so in tune with these pets and their health that the second something is wrong with them, they bring them to me or their local veterinarian and they fix the issue right away. What I found is when dogs and cats don't receive this level of attention, behavior, health, and other issues go unnoticed. So for example, if there's a dog that's living on a farm that's all the time outside, running around, they're not really paying attention to them all the time, maybe a tumor or a skin issue or something goes unnoticed and they're not treated right away, and then this can shorten their lifespan. Versus a dog that maybe sleeps in the bed with an owner and they literally will feel tumors, or they rub them every day and they notice something and they bring them to the vet right away, that dog has a higher chance of making it to 15 or 18 years old. And this isn't to belittle or bash farm dogs. Honestly, I think those dogs had such a fulfilled life. They are out there running, getting their energy out. They have a super colorful life, but I'm just telling you from what I've seen is that some of those dogs may not make it to those upper ages because of their lifestyle, right? It's like a reckless human being. So I'm just telling you guys what I've experienced. So here's a story. There's an Australian Shepherd client that was coming to me, and he sleeps in the bed every single night. These people do everything for him. They clean his teeth twice a year. We did sedated dentals. We did body checks on him. Anytime he had some diarrhea, we took care of it. And this dog ended up living to 17 years old as a 40-pound Australian Shepherd. And then I have another client that has a Chihuahua. This client's actually my mom. And something you should know about my mom is that she's not a veterinarian, but she takes really good care of our dogs, and she doesn't like to put dogs to sleep. So some people like to do that, but my mom likes to wait until it's all the way time, or sometimes they actually pass away at home, and she would prefer this in some cases as long as the dog is healthy and looking good and not suffering. So Todd lived till 19. He wasn't peeing on himself. Every night she would have him on a pee pad right by her bed. She would bathe him every day. She really took great care of this dog and got him to 19. You're probably sitting behind the computer like, my mom is the same way, or my friend, or someone you know. So it is okay to keep them living that long as the dogs aren't suffering and they're not pooping and peeing on themselves. And sometimes it just comes down to the breed. Like, I've seen Bijans live to 18 years old more times than I can count. And your regular domestic short-haired tabby cat, I see these guys living really long too. So it might just be genetics making the dogs live long, and it's nothing you did. And I have a specific example how I think doctors and nurses maybe making their pets live longer, and it might just be that they're better at medical care. So I have a King Charles Cavalier that is actually owned by a cardiologist, go figure, and Bentley needs heart medicines around the clock. He has really bad mitral valve disease, and his owner knows how to give him these medications, that it's important not to skip a dose, and how to mess with his Lasix, his diuretic, if he sees Bentley breathing heavy. He'll just give him another dose and then call me in the morning. So he's also an easy client to work with to keep the dog living longer because he has a medical background in literally cardiology. So I'm not saying that lawyers or accountants can't keep their dogs living longer if they have heart disease. They might be very intelligent people, but I've noticed nurses and doctors that work in the medical field have an easier time, especially when medical equipment is needed to help an animal live longer. Like a kidney failure cat that needs sub-Q fluids, you have to rig up their fluid bag, the line, the needle. There's a lot that goes into it, and there's no one better than a medical professional to be able to do this. Last but not least, pet owners with experience with their pets and veterinarians for when to get a second opinion seem to be the ones that get their pets living the longest. And you might be sitting behind the computer screen like, oh, Dr. Lindsay, I know exactly what you're talking about, and you're a veterinarian yourself. And I've even had my own clients tell me I need a second opinion. And I say, you know what, please go get a second opinion. I'm open-minded. I'm willing to do whatever you want to do with your pet as long as they're not suffering. And so a pet owner who's had multiple pets their entire life, they will know when it's time for their pet to be put to sleep. And if they're getting a gut feeling that right now is not time, I need to see another vet, that might be the best thing for that pet and the owner, okay? It's a group effort thing here because the owner has to be ready and then the pet's health comes first. It's the same situation in human healthcare. You may want to go get a second opinion from another doctor, and they might say something totally different that changed your outcome, your treatment, and everything about your situation. All right, guys, if you loved this video on me just chatting about healthcare and pets, please put a comment below. I would love to read it, and please let me know how long your pet lived and any situations you guys ran into with your vet and your pets. All right, like always, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell. You'll get notifications for when I post new videos. See you next week.